How to knit Loopy Mango Montauk Throw using knit stitch. Take your big loop yarn and you can actually pull the yarn out from the middle. This way you will not need to move the skein as you pull the yarn out, so it's just a lot more convenient to do. Unravel to find the end and make a slip knot. Again, take the yarn, make a cross, take the long end, pull it through the loop, and now we have the slip knot. Take the knitting needle and put it through the slip knot. Adjust slightly, don't make it too tight. Wrap it around your hand and put it back on the needle. Don't pull, this would be too tight, so don't pull it too tight. Make sure it's nice and loose. Again, wrap the yarn around your hand and put it back on the needle. Wrap the yarn around your hand and just keep sliding the stitches down the needle. Wrap the yarn around and put it back. Wrap the yarn and put it on the needle. So the cable is there to hold the extra stitches, but it's always good to have about 3 or 4 stitches on the wooden part of the needle. So cast on a few and slide them down carefully. And just keep casting on for the total of 18 stitches if you're making a 1 skein Montauk, and 26 stitches for 2 skein. Make sure you count the stitches when you're done. When you're done, flip it. Make sure the long end of the yarn, the working end, is close to the tip of the needle, and then we start knitting. So pick up the other needle, insert it from left to right. This is wrong. Always from left to right for knit stitch. In, and hold everything with your left hand and wrap the yarn around with your right hand. Pick it up and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through the loop and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. So when you're getting to the end, everything is exactly the same. Your last stitch is the same as the first. Okay, take the needle out. Make sure to count the stitches. Make sure you're still at 18 or same number of stitches that you started with, in case you started with a different number. Flip it. Make sure everything looks nice and neat. So be careful that this doesn't happen, or you're going to think that it's 2 stitches. So all stitches have to look the same. You see those little bumps there, so make sure every stitch looks the same. And then start knitting your second row. Insert the needle, yarn over, pull it through the loop and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. In, yarn over, pull it through and take it off. When you're getting to the end, we're going to cast off. So measure out the yarn that it's at least 4 times the width of your blanket. So just go back and forth, make sure you have at least 4 times. And then when you measure out that much, you know that you have enough yarn to cast off. And then this is how we cast off. You knit 1 stitch, regular knit, you knit second stitch, so we have 2 stitches on the right needle, 1, 2. Then you take 1 and you pull it over the one that's next to it. So we just cast off 1 stitch. Knit 1. Now again, we're back to having 2 stitches on the right needle. Again, pull it over and make sure you do it very loosely. If you pull the yarn too tight, your edges, like your starting row, you cast on and cast off will not match. So make sure you go very, very, very loosely. So 2 stitches, pull 1 over. Okay, and just keep going till you get to the end. So two knits on the right needle, 1, 2, pull 1 over. So when you get to the end, here's the last stitch, exactly same way. So last 2 stitches on the needle, pull it over. And if you still have a really long tail, you can just cut it. You only need just a few inches long tail. And then you pull it through that last stitch and tighten it. This way, your project will not unravel. So this is very important. And now we're just going to hide that end. It's called weaving in. So we're just going to do it just with our hand. You don't need to use any special tool. You're just hiding that end in between the stitches. So you're just going along the edge and just hiding it. This way it looks nice and neat, and you do the same thing with your other tail end. And there we have it, a blanket.